Hey, hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome in. My name is Laura from Tenacious Taurus Tarot, and this is going to be the general daily collective message for Tuesday, September the 3rd. Keep in mind, timing and energy is still fluid. This could play out today. The message may or may not be for you, so stick around. You're going to want to hear this message. I always like to talk about the astrological insights that I receive, and then I like to jump in with the tarot cards, so hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like the video, comment on the video, and share the video, especially if you're resonating with the messages that I'm putting out there. But let's talk about these energies. Today, we have Mars and Gemini forming a square to Neptune and Pisces, and this is at the late degree mark. And so there's a lot of root chakra pressure coming up within the collective when it comes to doubts, fears, if you're feeling a little bit discouraged about your path. But this energy is saying, hey, get ready to face some type of tower when it comes to having to face the consequences of some past actions or maybe even a past unwise choice. But the energy really is indicating low energy. I'm feeling it. I feel like I'm dragging my butt today. And so be mindful. If you're a little bit suspicious right now, this can lead to a lot of deceit. But what I felt underneath all of these energies was overwhelming guilt. This could be connected to the masculine collective, doesn't have to be, but I do feel this energy is representative of a period of time that's going to be marked by confusion. Neptune is all about confusion. Neptune is retrograde. There could be a lot of misdirected energy. It felt a little bit like a spiral. It felt like spiraling, which could very much lead to potential disillusionment. And so get ready to face some challenges. It just felt like a lack of direction, like not really sure where I'm going with the energies today. But I do feel this is a huge indication of needing to confront some fears, needing to confront some past issues when it comes to reflecting on some past actions, because the Fool and the Hermit cards were very significant in my third eye. And so you're going to want to try to conserve your energy in this low vibration, and you're going to want to do your best to avoid confrontation. And so let's jump in with the tarot and let's see what else needs to come through. We're going to set the tone with the energy oracle cards to start today. I was really drawn to the energy oracle cards. So look at that. We got the heart chakra card in reversed on the bottom of the deck, and we get walking away in reversed. And so there's a major block on the heart chakra I'm feeling. And this is like almost like the 8 of Cups in reverse. So you might have to go back to something when it comes to facing some consequences connected to a past choice or some past actions. Maybe you walked away from something prematurely. I'm feeling almost like an Ace of Wands in reversed energy and a Knight of Cups in reversed. And so maybe there is a long overdue apology. I'm feeling a lot of stuck energy in the throat chakra right now. And so somebody might need to speak up after reflecting on some past actions. Maybe there's a need to go back to something that was walked away from. But I do feel somebody here is really struggling when it comes to dealing with some underlying guilt. But the walking away too in reverse is maybe there is a situation here that you need to walk away from, that you've been resistant to walking away from. But this is feeling like, hey, you can't avoid dealing with these past actions. You can't avoid facing some consequences. So let's see what else needs to come through. We get the happy family in reverse. So this is carrying with it a 4 of Wands in reversed. And so there could be a separation here. You can't keep painting the roses red, so to speak, and pretending that there isn't an issue here. We get the second chakra. So the sacral chakra, I do feel a burden. I feel a family burden here that needs to be released, that maybe has been carried through after generation after generation. We get financial constraints, which is carrying with it a death energy, almost like a completion and ending here. And so there's some type of false foundation here that needs to be addressed. There's a long-standing burden here that needs to be released. And so if you're in a situation with somebody and you're pretending like, hey, this is it, it's not really bringing me happiness, I'm struggling financially, there's a need to release something. Something here needs to die away. Bottom of the deck, we get that anxiety card. So there's something hidden here. There's definitely something hidden below the surface here. And there's a need to recognize, like, hey, maybe it's time to walk through the doorway of a new experience. Below anxiety, we get blossoming abundance. So I'm also feeling like this Empress energy trying to come through in the energies. And then below that, we get the walking away in reversed. And so there's a need to walk the path. You got to practice what you preach here as well. And so something that's been hidden is coming to light. And I do feel a major cycle is trying to reach completion. So what is it that you need to walk away from? Somebody here, I think, is afraid to walk away. But this is about bossing up. And so if you're struggling financially, it's time to release your fears about completing a cycle. Let's read into the financial constraints card. Let's read into that, and then we're going to jump in with the tarot. And so I just feel there's a need to kind of recognize where you have kept yourself restricted concerning money issues. And so our bank account will always be a reflection of our self-worth and our self-value. And so there's something about moving through a cycle with dignity and awareness. And so you can be open to receiving new forms of wealth. And so there's a big difference here too between what you need and what you want. And so you have to take care of your needs before you can go and indulge in your wants. And so things will get better financially, I feel, but now you got to be willing to maybe live a little bit more conservatively, especially if you've recently gone through some type of separation. But you need to bring into your conscious awareness in every aspect of your life what your financial requirements are. And so this really isn't a time of indulgence. It's really not a time of overindulging. It's really a time of choosing wisely what you spend your money on. Let's read into the anxiety card, because I do feel somebody here is probably a little bit stressed about money, but there is this underlying energy of worry and distress. And so the woman looks like she's worried about something big time on the card, right? So maybe this is an indication that you're experiencing a lot of increased stress. So I think you need to release worry. You need to learn to relax a little bit. But there's something here that's boggling somebody's heart and mind. And so relief, I feel, is around the corner. It's almost like ending some type of nightmare situation. Maybe you entrusted somebody with your finances, but I do feel there's fear and worry around assuming responsibility to get real about where it is that you're at. And so I feel an overwhelming 10 of Wands energy. The anxiety is definitely linked to the root chakra, but let's go a little bit further with the Archangel Power tarot cards, and let's see what else needs to come through. Look at that, the wheel on the bottom of the deck. So there is a new beginning here. But you're going to have to find your strength and your determination to move yourself forward. So if you'd like the delays and challenges to come to an end, it might require a change in direction, right? And so find your strength. I do feel ego here is a block. So find your self-confidence to step into the energy of forgiveness. I could be speaking to a Leo. It doesn't have to be. But yeah, we do have somebody here that's all up in their ego. Pride and ego is an issue here. Somebody here, I feel, is overly sensitive to criticism. Somebody here is lacking inspiration. And there could be some type of very dramatic outburst here. A dramatic egoic outburst here. Could be with the King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag. Doesn't have to be. But somebody here is really struggling. It feels like there's a masculine really struggling with low energy when it comes to facing some consequences. But let's get 9 of these cards out, guys, and let's see what else needs to come through for a message today. What do we got today? We get the 4 of Gabriel, the first card out, and that's right below the happy family in reversed. We get the 3 of Cups, and so there's some type of releasing from a burdensome family situation is really what it feels like. And so there could be third party. You could have a whole group of friends in the mix when it comes to some type of family situation, but it's kind of time to put in the hard work to release this burdensome situation. It's connected to some type of relationship. Yeah, there's the release, the 4 of Coins in reverse. There's a need to release. And so you could be struggling financially too. When you give, you receive. And so if you're hoarding, if you're resistant to this change, there's going to be extremities when it comes to your finances, especially when it comes to spending or saving. We get the world in reverse. So we get all of the fixed signs out: Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Leo. We get the King of Michael, or the King of Swords, in reversed. And we get the Seven of Michael in reverse. And so somebody here, I feel, is not coming from a place of integrity. Somebody here is being called to be open, is being called to be honest, is being called to open up the channels of communication. But I do feel there could be some type of confession here. The Seven of Swords in reverse is somebody here has done something that they probably shouldn't have done. And there's a major review. So somebody here keeps repeating negative patterns. Somebody here keeps repeating negative lessons. And it's time to go through this portal of spiritual growth and receiving those insights in order to bring something full circle. We got the Queen of Wands upright. So there is some type of separation. Remember, we saw that King of Wands in reversed. So I feel there's a feminine here gaining a new perspective. I do feel there's a feminine here realizing, hey, there's got to be a better way. There's definitely got to be a better way. And so there might be a pause, might feel like a pause. You might need to reflect, but this is about doing something different. This is about going after what it is that you want and getting rid of anything out of your life that you don't want. And then we get the Judgment card in reverse. So this is about facing the consequences of some past actions. And so this is saying, hey, there's no resolution in sight. There's no chance at reconciling. There is a need to release some type of burdensome situation connected to a happy family that really isn't happy. We get the Page of Swords on the bottom of the deck. And we get the Nine of Michael, or the Nine of Swords. So there's that unnecessary worry that needs to be released. And so this is about truthful, blunt, honest communication. And so I think somebody here is getting ready to tell somebody to go fly a kite. I do feel there's a need to release feelings of regret, guilt, worry, and shame. And so there is going to be a very difficult, blunt, honest conversation. And this is going to be a reviewal of some type of soul contract. And so your dreams are about to come true, but I think there's a need to release a very stuck, stagnant situation when it comes to a foundation where maybe you didn't invest very wisely. Maybe you've tried to have a lot of patience with somebody when it comes to working something out, but there's going to be an unexpected choice in love here. And I think somebody is getting left out in the cold. Somebody's definitely going to have to be left out in the cold. And maybe you're leaving somebody out in the cold where you've been in relationship to them, and it's just felt like it doesn't matter what comes up when it comes to financial struggles or any type of challenges. It's like you're kind of facing it all on your own anyway. And so there's that Gemini energy. And so there's some type of negative thought process here that's going to create a self-fulfilling prophecy. But this really is moving somebody towards the next project. And so we got a Queen here, bossing up. This is about knowing exactly what it is that you need to do and hop into it. And so I do feel there's a relationship here that is reaching some type of completion. And we've got a feminine here about to boss up, stepping into her worth, stepping into her value. And it's time to take action. It's really time to take action, to find your determination and your self-control, to get in the driver's seat and get out of a situation where I feel there's a lack of success, there's a lack of growth, there's a lack of emotional maturity. And I do feel this is the final ending. We get the Ten of Swords in reverse and the Ten of Wands upright. And so somebody here really needs to speak up. And I do feel it's probably likely a feminine who might be very brilliant. Maybe there's a need to step into some type of independence here, but there is a situation that is coming to an end, and you are going to finally be free the second you release this burdensome situation. The Ten of Wands is saying, hey, let it go, lighten your load. There's going to be helpful people all around you, but you can't keep people pleasing. You can't keep trying to please people when you're not pouring into your own cup. And so this really is about following your heart. This really is about listening to your intuition, listening to that psychic information that's coming in, and trusting it and taking action on your behalf to create some type of balance. Because there really is a situation here where I feel there's a feminine dealing with a tyrant, dealing with somebody that isn't very stable, maybe is only in it for the money. But I do feel we've got a masculine here that isn't very ambitious, doesn't know how to take charge, And I do feel there's going to be a ruling made in this feminine's favor, but you're going to have to move quickly. You're going to have to make a decision very quickly. And I do think there's going to be sudden, unexpected communication, and you're going to have to be determined. You're going to have to stay determined to face this core wound. There is a wound here coming up to be addressed, and you're going to need to move forward towards the truth. And so this is about honesty. So do not allow people to hinder your progress. Do not allow yourself to be swayed by illusions. There is a need to clear up any communication problems right now. So don't give up. Don't give up, because it is leading you towards wish fulfillment. So let's clarify this judgment in reverse. We definitely have a feminine here bossing up and leaving a toxic situation behind and going towards some type of new, beautiful, emotional experience. And so I do feel, I think there was a bad judgment call connected to some type of relationship, regarding a relationship here. And somebody is receiving great intuitive insights. I do think this is connected to some type of pattern. There's a need to embrace some deep-seated inner child healing in the energies. And I do feel, look at that piece. There's an ending here. And so with all endings do come a new beginning. And so Scorpio, it's time to release the past. It's time to release this situation, because there is a more enriching future coming. And so how can you let go and let God? Because I do feel there's a lot of communication issues here, and you are being asked to take immediate action to go towards what it is that you do deserve. So let's close this off with a message from Spirit. And let's see, there is a very auspicious cycle here coming to a close. And I do think it's leading you towards greater happiness, greater prosperity. So what's the last message from Spirit today? How do you see yourself in this situation? How do you see yourself in this situation? Maybe it's time to take a step back, be that observer, and gain a deeper self-awareness. But it's kind of time to put the brakes on a situation in order to purify your space. Purify your space. There's a very toxic situation here coming to an end that is not serving your highest good, because this situation is very unhealthy. And so bottom of the deck is saying, hey, recognize that you need to create some space here. You need to create some healthy space between you and somebody who is very unhealthy for you. So you need to get honest about yourself. You need to get honest with yourself about what is going on here, because this relationship, I think, is here to serve you a lesson. And it's time for you to move on to something that's going to be more important for you moving forward. So there's a very unhealthy situation here. So what do you need to do to get honest? And that's kind of what I got for a message today, guys. So if you would like to book a personal or a soulmate reading with me, check out the description box below. And I do look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.